Bass God and I'm bass with the Martians.
All right. You are now tuned in to the Mars Files. Wait, hold on. Fuck. All right, let's try that again. You are now tuned in to the Mars Files. This is 1 a.m. radio powered by Yes Jules. It's your boy, Mars 3 times. And today I got a very special guest, Dommy Divine. What's good, bro?
Not shit. Just hanging out with my boys, Mars, and smoking joints in the building. Shout out.
Big flexed up. You already know what the fuck going on. So before we start, I kind of wanted to just have you explain to people like what it is exactly that you do.
That's tough.
That's tough?
Yeah.
So because you do a lot of things?
Yeah. These mics are sick.
Yeah.
So adjustable.
Yeah.
I can just have it however I want it.
Yeah, exactly. However you want.
What do? I guess like I'm most well known for like my concerts, like the shows I've thrown and like the tours that I've been a part of.
Uh-huh.
But so besides for like throwing concerts and organizing, like I book tours, I route tours for artists. Also go on the tour and I'll manage the tour, DJ the tour. I've done everything on tours. Honestly, I've started as a merch guy. I've been a bus driver. I think I've played every single role on the tour except for like roadie.
Yeah.
But I also do artist management.
Okay. Working
with a bunch of artists right now, like Chapo, Slug Christ, Lil Pain, Black Cray, Booty Chain, Tracy, Lil Wop, Reddish Blue, Cold Heart, Dylan Ross, just a bunch of off the top of my head.
Damn, yeah, no, that's super dope. See, I didn't even know that you were into artist management like that. But before we dive deeper into that, I kind of wanted to just start at the beginning and like where are you from?
Pepperell, Massachusetts, 433.
Pepper, Massachusetts?
Pepperell.
What's it like growing up there?
Like the biggest store is Cumberland Farms.
I don't even know what Cumberland Farms is.
It's like a gas station.
Okay.
It's like a convenience store.
Okay.
So it's like real small town, like farms and cows and
real rural vibes.
Yeah, it's like, you're born there, your parents were born there, your grandparents were born there. It's like repeat the generation type, you know what I'm saying? Follow the cycle, go to the military type shit.
Yeah. What do your parents do out of curiosity?
My dad drives the 18-wheelers for UPS, and my mom, she worked right now she works at the Hallmark store.
Okay, and how do they
in the card section?
Do they know like what your life entails?
Yeah, they came to my show in Lowell, the Juice WRLD, like Juice WRLD, Cousin Stiz, she came to that show. My parents came to that, so they saw like 3,000 people, me on stage, like screaming at little kids and throwing water on them. That was like the first time my dad saw it though.
Yeah,
he was like proud as fuck. He was like really proud. I was like, what? He was like, good job, son. He's not like that. He's like an old school Italian.
Yeah, like originally though, like when you first started doing this, were your parents more like, what are you doing?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, what was their reaction? Like, how did you first get into it, and then how did they find out, and then what was their reaction to it?
It was a lot going on because like my brother had passed away, which was like the spark to everything. It was like when my brother passed away, I was 18. It was like a week before like college start. But at that point, I was like I really was like just fucking up. I was like into drugs and just was like, you know what I'm saying, partying way too much and doing a lot of psychedelics. And then boom, my brother passed away and I was like, oh my God. Now I'm in college and I'm like leaving class to like go pick up my brother's casket and stuff. Like it was just like a crazy time. And I couldn't really, like it took me like 6 months of that and I was like, I gotta drop out. So I dropped out and my parents were like, all right, like, what the hell you gotta go to the military, like you gotta figure it out. And I was just like continuing to party and yeah. So at first they were just like, what is going on? And then like what did I do? Oh, once I started making clothes and I threw like my first party and like they came to it and they were like, okay, we understand.
In your town or whatever? Like was it?
Yeah, it was local.
It was
local, like 300 people came.
It was like a local show. And then who was on the first party, or was just like a vibe?
It was really just a vibe, but G.O.D. came. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's a rapper from Boston.
No.
At that time, like I was like, oh my God, G.O.D. Like, cause I was just like starting out, and he was like kind of established in Boston. He opened up for Lil B. And I saw Lil B perform, so I was like, at that point, I was like, this guy's the coolest dude ever. And I got him to perform my show, and I was like, this is so fucking cool.
Yeah, and then off of that, everything else kind of whirlwinded after that.
Not right away, honestly. It took a while of like releasing clothes. So clothes was my foundation. I had Divine Minds clothing, and like it's me and my two best friends, and like I was just trapping out the trunk of my car, bro. Like
Just selling shirts?
yeah, well, like I right before I dropped out, I like entered a business program and a competition for it, and it was like pitch your business idea, and I pitched Divine Minds to like the dean of the college, and I won, and they gave me a $500 seed grant, and like second I got that, that's when I was like, peace out. I dropped out, and I like cashed it, and I made tank tops on Microsoft Paint, like designed on Microsoft Paint the tank tops.
And then you
Got them
put 'em
screen
out.
printed, and I just like sold them out of the trunk of my car, like at the basketball courts, and kind of like just like local. It was a real
just hand
local
to
small
hand.
town. New Hampshire. I'm from Massachusetts, but I like kind of grew up in New Hampshire. I went to school in New Hampshire.
Yeah, I mean, what's like the vibe out there? Is it like small town vibes?
Super small town, like blue collar, like you know what I'm saying. No one really came from shit. I'm not saying like I have a great family and I was like raised properly. My parents were like great, and
Yeah.
I wasn't subject to like you know what I'm saying unfair circumstances. But no one, it's not like no one is rich or anything like that. It's just like regular ass. I don't know how to describe like
Like
just
middle
regular
class.
Middle class as fuck.
Yeah, no, I feel it. I kind of grew up the same way. So you're selling shirts out of your car, and then, I mean, at what point are you moving to LA? Like, what's happening in between you, like,
So
selling
much.
shirts out of your car and moving to LA?
Oh man. So like I was doing the shirts and just give them to everybody locally, and then like I also like at a young age I was like super into the underground. I always kind of felt like I was like that kid that was like ahead of. I had like my Beats headphones in high school, and I was like wearing tight jeans and listening to jerking music. I got expelled from my high school too. Like I went to a private high school.
Why'd you get expelled?
I broke the honor code 3 times.
What's that mean?
It's just like things not to do. Like it's like a private Catholic
I
school.
mean, what kind of kid were you in school?
I was a punk. I was like a big time punk. I was just like I was like funny and I would make everyone laugh, but I was also really annoying and would like get in a lot of trouble. Like I would continue that vibe to the teachers and the principals, and I got kicked off all the sports teams. Like,
So you get expelled from school,
mm-hmm.
and then what? You go to public school, or you go?
Yeah,
to
I went to public
alternative?
school, and my life was just like, holy shit. There's so weed and like boobs, and like I was just
Hold
like,
on,
dude,
at what point did you start smoking weed?
when I was 16.
16.
Yeah, I remember the first time I got stoned. I was listening to Cuddy Zone, and like I was eating a chicken sandwich, and I like was so stoned, dude, that I was just like, and I put it to the side of my face, and it's like dragged it across to get it to my mouth. I've never been that. I don't even like.
Yeah, no, I feel you. It's
It's
definitely
like so giggly.
definitely something to definitely like when the first time you get high, it's fucking
Yeah.
like retarded. Like you'll never get that high again.
Yeah. So
Alright.
I went. Yeah, I got kicked out. Went to that high school. But yeah, fast forward to like I was just into the underground, and I was like giving away. I was like hitting up like on Twitter. That's what it was. I was on Twitter. Divine Minds. I made a Divine Minds Twitter account. Divine Minds was like super spiritual at first. So I was like doing all these like lifestyle tweets, like believe in yourself, or like, aspire to inspire, like, shit like that. And
Yeah.
so got a little bit of a following, and then I started like DMing like Young Simi and like Michael Christmas and Nell. Like Raider Clan was like the first, like that was what I was fucking with. So like that's what I went after.
Yeah.
And I remember like hitting up all of them, and like they were like Young Simi. I sent him how he was he was wearing my shit on World Star. Like the third item I ever put out was on World Star, and he was wearing it. And I was just like, dude, this is so cool. Like this is my favorite rapper, and I'm interacting with him.
Yeah, that's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
So then so you threw that one show, and then like
I didn't do shit after for shows. That was just like a release party. I was just like trying to sell my items.
your shirts,
Yeah. It was always around. It was always about
the
the
clothes,
clothes. Yeah.
and then it moved into. I mean, at what point did it move into the tours? Like, what was the first tour you did?
So the first tour I went on was with Xavier Wolf. I didn't really have shit to do with it. It was like, again, I was still making clothes, and I like became friends with Wolf.
How?
How did I
Through
become
the
friends?
through the internet?
Yeah, because Divine Mind started like like Suicide Boys, Smoke Perp. I have like little old pictures, Lil Pump, all of them wearing my clothes, like Puya and shit. So like, it kind of had like, you know what I'm saying? Like it started from Simi, and then it started the whole underground started fucking with it. Everybody started wearing it. And then, yeah, I was in Montreal, and Wolf had a show, and I just like went to his show, and I was like, dude, I'm so-and-so. I'm working with Dylan Ross on a t-shirt. And he was like, you want to come chill and watch Bob's Burgers? And I didn't chill with him, but I linked up with him the next day, and like, he was like, yeah, fuck with you. Like, hit me up when you're in LA. And then I was telling you how I came to LA with Krez.
Yeah.
like we just went to, I think it was Tyler Grosso's house, and Wolf was there, and like he was like, dude, I remember you. I was like, he's like, I'm going on tour. I was like, dude.
So the first time you came to LA, but you didn't move here. You were just
No, I was on like sleeping on the floor.
So you were sleeping on the floor at Krez's house.
Yeah.
Let's hear that story again. So you're sleeping on the floor at Krez's house, and you wake up, and then what? Like who? And then what? Lil Debbie and
Nick Coletti and Germ and Young Simi. It's just like everyone just sitting there smoking on the couch, like sitting around me, like just like in a circle.
And how long ago was this?
2016.
2016.
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you meet Krez?
Same shit. He hit me up. He was like, "Yo, I'm Young Simi's." It was before he worked with Puya and the Buffet Boys. Like, "Yo, I'm Young Simi's DJ. Like, I fuck with what you're doing. Like, me and you were gonna eat together one day, bro. Like, I need some clothes. Da da da." And then I was living in Burlington, Vermont, and he was like, "Yo, I'm coming there. I know you live here." And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Bring some clothes for." He was on tour of the Underachievers and Bodega Bams and then the Buffet Boys.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Come meet everybody." So I went and I like met Fat Nick and Puya and Puya's brother Andrew, who I'm become good friends with, and I just like met them. I gave them all the clothes.
So I mean, you were moving around a lot, or like it was
like
I'm trying to understand. Like you were in Massachusetts, and then you were living at Vermont in the time.
Yeah, so I got a job working for Solar City, doing like door-to-door sales, knocking on like I'm not here to sell you anything. My name's Dom with Solar City. I could do the whole pitch.
Hold on,
Actually, got in the job.
Let me hear it real quick.
Let me hear the pitch.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can remember it. How's it going? Not here to sell anything. My name's Dom. Do you have National Grid as your electric provider?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you most likely do, or maybe it's the wife pays the bills. Yeah, I had the whole pitch. I had the whole pitch. You know what I'm saying? It was all about like getting them to say yes, and then setting an appointment and coming back and getting them to buy solar panels. It was super lucrative. I made like 70 bands in like 6 months.
No way.
Yeah,
Are you like a good salesman? Have you always been like a good salesman?
I have like, my mom said that like I'm so resourceful. Like if I was homeless, I would never go hungry.
Yeah.
And like, I just had a way with words, charisma, I guess.
So you're living in Vermont selling solar panels. Krez hits you up like, "Yo, we're in Vermont. Come through."
Yeah.
So you meet everybody.
Yeah.
And then at some point you hit up Krez like, "Yo, I'm in LA."
It's like a year later. No, a year later, I was like dating this girl and she cheated on me. And I was like, "Oh, I'm heartbroken. I'm just gonna book a flight to LA. Fuck this small town." And I booked a flight, and then like a day before, I was like, "Yo, Krez, I'm coming to LA. Can I stay with you?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then like, I just like went and stayed. I slept on his floor.
Okay, so you're in LA.
Yeah.
You're staying with Krez
on the floor.
And what do you like? What's the plan at that point?
There's no plan. Oh, actually, you know what? There was a plan. Fat Nick had a show. Oh, this is where I met Peep too. So Fat Nick had a show, and I like brought all my merch, Divine Minds clothes, in a fucking suitcase to just hand out to. I was on my network shit.
Yeah.
And I was just handing out clothes at the show, and then so at the show, that's where I met Peep, and where I met Tracy actually for the first time. But it's crazy, bro. Like, Peep had already known who I was because he used to wear Divine Minds. Like, it was like Divine Minds was pretty well known in that scene, and but I wasn't known. I never brought my face to it was always Divine Minds was what I pushed. But it was crazy, bro. Peep was the opener for 10 artists.
No way.
It was like Peep went first, and then it was like Ashley All Day, Dash, Simi. Like, it was like Nick Coletti DJ. You can Google it. It's on YouTube. It's like Getter did a vlog.
Yeah.
That's like there's a picture of me and Peep, like that infamous picture of us. It's like from that vlog. But that's where I met Peep. That was sick because like he already knew who I was, and then like we really bonded, and like we partied together or whatever. And he was just like, "Dude, like you saved my life." He was having an anxiety attack before he went on stage because they're like, "You have to go first." And he was like, so scared.
Yeah.
And I just like kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Talking through it.
Yeah. And he's like, "Bro, you saved my life." Da, da, da. And like forever from that point, whenever I would see him, he'd be like, "This kid saved my life." He'd always tell everyone. Yeah.
That's insane, dude.
Hell yeah.
That's fucking crazy. So then you're in LA, no real plan. You go to that show. When did you start like doing the show shit seriously?
Back to throwing the show comes back to Wolf. And Wolf is like, "I'm going on tour." And I was like, "Dude, you going to Boston?" He's like, "Nah." And there was a perfect day off between Boston, New York, and Virginia.
Okay.
And it was like the second day of tour, and I was like, "Dude, I'm gonna get you a show in Boston. Like, Boston just needs this shit. I love your music."
Yeah.
And I like hit up all the venues. I didn't know shit about shows. I didn't. So I was just like hitting up all the venues, like like Xavier Wolf, Xavier Wolf, Xavier. Like, everybody's like, who the fuck is? We don't want that. Like, we want Logic, or like, you know what I'm saying? It was like that in a weird time, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Big Crit. It was like, so I just like took it upon myself, and I was like, you know, if no one's gonna fuck with me, I'm gonna do this myself. And I found a warehouse, and they're, you know, I got a warehouse called Wolf. He's like, this is my price. You give me this much money, I'll pull up and perform. And I was like super broke.
So how'd you get the money?
I like hit up all my friends. I had like people lend me like $500. I was like it was $3,000 for Wolf. I'm giving his price out. This was 2016.
Yeah, it was
Wolf,
a long time ago.
And then the venue, $1,500. And then I did a collab with him. So I was like, yo, if we do this show, you gotta do a collab with me. So I was sick because I was like doing collabs with artists at that time.
Yeah.
I'd done some with like Slug, Ashley, Nadarb and shit. I was like making their merch. So we made Divine Minds Hollow Squad merch. That's how I ended up going on tour. It's small, weird how everything works. But yeah, so I like put everything together myself, booked it, got all the money from all my friends.
That's crazy.
And
you got a
then-
lot of good friends.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
if
do.
I can get
Shout out Steve
$4,500.
Solowski.
I don't know if I can get $4,500 from my friends.
Yeah, it ended up being $7,500. It was just, but it was like 500, like 200, like 100 from some people. It was like a collection of people. But I got it, and then like before the show, it was like 30 tickets sold. And I was like, I'm fucked. This is gonna be the worst thing ever. And then like 600 people came, and it was like so epic, dude. It was like for me at that point, being in Massachusetts, like everything is going on. You know, the whole scene is happening, but it's out of your reach. It's in Florida. It's in LA. You know what I'm saying? Texas, like here in Massachusetts, or you know, over in Massachusetts, it wasn't
no
like
real scene.
Yeah. So like. And then like one of the dudes from No Jumper came, and I saw him outside, and he was vlogging, like Brandon Began. So I was just like, dude, this is insane. Like these people have gravitated to something I put together. And then, yeah, like what, 600 people came. You went, right?
I got laid that night because of the show.
You got laid. He just got laid because of the show. It was just so lit, bro. It was like every show I've ever been to in Boston have been at a venue. So this was like something. It was BYOB. You could smoke. There was no rules. I hope I don't get in trouble, but like the security was letting like 14-year-olds, 15-years with like bottles, like what it was like insane. It was just insane. And it's on YouTube. You can search. It's called the Boston Weed Party. It's got a good amount of views.
I gotta check that out.
But yeah, so like show super lit. After the show, Wolf's like, dude, like thank you so much. It reminds me of like how I was coming up, doing these warehouse parties, blah blah blah. And then I had like hella extra shirts from the collab. So I texted Morgan, his tour manager, and I was like, dude, I have all these shirts. I'm back at work now. So I'm back at Solar City, like in the office. I'm like, so watching their story.
So
like,
you hit the manager because you got extra shirts, and you're like, and you basically say what? Like, yo, I got all these shirts.
Can I come to the next city and sell them?
Yeah.
And she was like, hell yeah, come to the next city and sell them. Boom. Literally I leave the office immediately. My bag is already packed because I've been planning this shit. Hop in the whip. Go to Philly, sell the shirts, made a good amount of money after we go.
How do you get to Philly? Did you have a car at the time?
I was rocking this dude, Brosif. He had a car, so he was like drive the whole trip.
Okay.
So it was like me and him. We both worked together.
Yeah.
And like we went down to Philly, sold the shirts. After the show, went to like Wolf's Airbnb. We were just like, you know what I'm saying, like just friends, and like here's your bread, bro. And he's like, you know what I'm saying, like take all this, like take this cut. This is all yours. Gave me some money. I was like, so I'll see you in DC. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, come on, DC. I was like, all right, like, and this is when I started, like, I was like, all right, this is an opportunity. I need to like turn this into something more than just 2 days on merch selling. So we went to Target, and I took like the logo for the flyer, the tour flyer, and I like turned them into like tour passes. I made my own tour pass. They didn't have tour passes, so I made 8 tour passes for their team, and then me and Brosif. I made them. I was like, yo, here's tour passes when I saw them in DC, and they were like, this is sick, and they all put them on. And I had one, of course, and then Brosif had one. So then we kind of like, boom, show is over, link up again, like, bro, here's $1,500 from the merch. He's like, yo, keep this much. Like, you coming to Cleveland, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm coming to go to Cleveland. And like, after Cleveland, at that point, it was just like, yeah, see you in the next city. And it was just like, we're on tour now, like,
that's insane.
selling merch. All comes back to Lil Nar in a way too, weirdly. Like, we ran out of merch, the shirts we made, and the show was in Atlanta that night, and I like called Lil Nar. Caleb, it was Caleb at that time, and he's just like, I was like, dude, I need merch in Atlanta made, and he had his guy who makes narcotic make my shit for me, like that day of, to keep me going on the tour. And that's how I become a DJ, is on this tour too. So like, boom, you know, do a few more cities, get to Orlando, and one of the openers was like, dude, like, I need a DJ. My DJ's sick. He's like, will you DJ for me? Because I had my laptop, and I was like, yeah, like, I'll DJ for you. And then he ended up, like, being late to his set. So the promoter's like, get up there. Like, here's DJ, get up there. Like, play music. And I was like, all right. And I, like, played Water by Young Gleesh, and the crowd started turning up. And I was like, dude, this is so sick. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's insane.
I, like, had this big blue robe on that I got in West Palm Beach. It was,
Yeah.
like, this big-ass Versace robe. It's kind of infamous now. And, like, I just started, like, dancing and throwing water, and the kids were going insane. I grabbed the mic. I was like, open the fucking pit. And they opened up, and I was like, because I was just watching Wolf, how Wolf performs. You know what I'm saying? I was watching all these rappers perform. And I just was, like, almost emulating what they were doing. Like, just, but nah, I'm not. It's not my music, so I'm just, like, pressing play.
Yeah.
And the kids were going fucking crazy, dude. And then, like, the opener got on stage, and the crowd was so lit, and his performance was turned. And he was like, dude, for the rest of the tour, can you be my DJ? And I was like, yeah, I'll be your DJ. And he ended up, like, paying for, like, everything from that point on. Airbnbs, foods. He started paying for me and for Brosif to be, like, on tour. We were still selling Wolf's merch, but now we were, like, I was, like, a DJ on the tour. And, like, I would DJ for, like, 20 minutes before that kid would go on. I got to Houston where, like, that kid didn't even show up, and I just, like, did, like, an hour-long DJ set before Wolf went on and shit.
That's fucking insane, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy, too, because, like, you literally just, like, made it happen. Like, I don't know. It's like closed mouths don't get fed, but you were like, that was not you at all. Like, you just had the extra shirts, and you were just asking, like.
Yeah.
And that's so crazy,
Yeah,
dude.
it's like follow the breadcrumbs. I
Yeah.
feel like everyone can learn from that. It's just like, once you, like, dedicate your life to, like, okay, this is what I want to do, the universe or whatever you consider it is going to, like, give you all those opportunities, but you just got to, like, see them. You got to see the signs, and you got to follow them.
Yeah. No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I know 100% what you're saying. It's just, it's crazy because I didn't know all that, and it's interesting to, like, I feel like a lot of people don't know, like, how it all started. So now,
People think I'm an industry plant. Someone's like, tweets like, Dommy Divine's an industry plant. I'm like, bro.
okay, so
What the fuck?
so now let's skip over to the end of the tour. So now at the end of the tour, not only do you have clothing brand, you just went on however many city
30
tour,
cities.
30 city tour
Yeah.
with fucking Xavier Wolf, being the merch guy, and not only being the merch guy, but then you became a DJ on tour.
Yes.
So now where's the tour end and
It
where
ends
are
in
you now?
California. And then, like, while I'm in California, a promoter in Boston was like, yo, I saw a video of you. A video of me went viral DJing from Texas. I'm gonna send it to you. And I just, like, fucked the crowd up. I played Crunch Time. I was like, come on, I played Crunch Time at a Wolf show, 2016. Duh.
Yeah.
And, like, the crowd went insane. And, like, 50 kids got on stage and jumped off and was stage diving. And, like, it went viral. And then, like, a promoter in Boston's like, yo, I booked Wretch. Can you come? Will you pay DJ open up for Wretch, like, right before Wretch goes on? In Boston, I was like, "What the hell, yeah!" I flew home that day.
That's so crazy,
DJ
though.
for
Like,
Wretch,
you
yeah.
just became a DJ on the tour just out of necessity,
Yeah.
and then opportunities started presenting themselves.
Yeah. And I met Slug on the tour. So yeah, it's like to continue. I met Slug Christ on the tour in Atlanta. Then I got home, and I was already making merch for Slug, and I was like, "Yo, like, I just went on tour. Like, I know what I want to do with my life. I'm fucking 20 years old. I know what I want to do."
And this is like in how much time span is all these things happening? Like,
Bro,
what,
it's
this is
all
like,
been like 2 years.
so. But I'm saying like the tour and like talking to Slug and like quitting your
So
job.
the tour got off, and like the tour it started in December, so it ended in January. And like I was home, you know what I'm saying, January, and like by the time February was happening, I'd already booked the tour for Slug Christ. I was like, I'm going on tour. So I hit up Slug. I was like, dude, let's throw a show. Like, I just threw the Wolf show. I was like, dude, I'm gonna start throwing rap shows. This is what I do. I was like, who do I know? Because I couldn't get in touch with booking agents. I was I was just such a kid. I was DIY as fuck. Slug, very DIY. I'm like, dude, let me throw a show for you in Boston. He's like, all right. Booked the show in Boston. I was like, you know what, dude? Like, my friend owns a venue in New Hampshire. I could do New Hampshire show. He's like, all right. And I was like, you know what, dude? It's kind of be a tour. He's like, all right, I'll tweet. He like tweeted it out and like put my email in, and everyone hit me up. I like organized it, got in offers, and like organized like a 12 city tour. Slug, boom, came to Boston like February, like literally the next month, and we just ran the tour in like my friend's like Ford Explorer. And just like went on this tour, and on the tour is like where I met the guy who's my investor, who ended up being my investor, who bought me like that Sprinter, the Magic Club bus.
Yeah.
Because he saw me in like the little SUV. He's like, what the hell? It's like 7 dudes in this one SUV. It's just like, That tour was insane.
Okay, so off the Slug Christ thing, you got an investor, and then
Yeah, and after the New Hampshire show, I'm from such a small area. Like everyone know, I've been on the front page of the newspaper a bunch of times. Like everyone knows me, and like one of the local kids like gassed me up to his father. His father's super rich. Like he's like Giselle Bundchen's money manager. Like stupid rich, and like he was just like, I see potential in you. Blah, blah, blah. He ended up like long term, he ended up being a really bad person, but temporarily, he got me a fucking tour bus.
yeah.
Which I just worked my wrist, you know what I'm saying? I just made hella connections with the tour bus.
Okay, and
I
then
became the tour guy with that bus.
yeah, and then so now you get off this tour with Slug, and at what point do you become manager, and then how do you meet like
Oh, yeah.
Chapo and all that? Like, how does that stuff start happening?
So like third show into Slug Christ tour, he was just like, all three of them were sold out. And he was like, dude, this tour is giving my life meaning. Will you be my manager? And I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. And like, I didn't think, I was like, he's just probably saying that slow, he's fucked up or something, you know? And like, I told my best friend Chump Change, I was like, dude, like, Slug asked me to manage. He's like, dude, talk to him in the morning when he's sober. I think he took like 6 Xans today. I was like, all right. And like, Slug next, I was like, dude, you want me to manage you? He's like, yeah. Like, he's like, no one has done this for me. Like,
Yeah.
what you just did for me, this whole, like, no one has ever done any of this work. Like, I think you're my manager. I was like, all right, sick. Like, I'm your manager. And then like that night we went to New York City and we met Lil Pain. And like Lil Pain was like one of my favorite rappers. I was, you know what I'm saying? Super underground for my swag. Lil Pain, like, dude, I fuck you, da da. And Slug's like, yo, this is my manager. And Lil Pain that same night was like, you should manage me, Dommy. So then boom, I became Lil Pain's manager, Slug Christ's manager on that tour.
What do you do as a manager? Like, what are you responsible for?
From everything from like booking them, shit, responding to all their emails, social media management, helping with them with their releases.
Are you good at emails?
No.
Because I'm like the worst at
No,
emails.
no.
Like, I'd rather talk on the phone. Like,
No.
I'm gonna forget. Like, I'm gonna email you an hour, and then like I'm not gonna get back to it.
Dude, I
till,
have like 12 emails.
how do you keep up with it?
It's hard to. I'm getting a phone. I have a phone right now. I'm gonna have log all my emails onto. I'm gonna give it to him
Word.
so we can just check all my emails.
Okay, what's a regular day in the life of Dommy Divine?
Okay, so I wake up at like 8 a.m. because Chapo's downstairs screaming at the Fortnite, playing Fortnite, yelling as loud as possible about something.
So have you always been like a early bird?
No, I like to sleep till like noon or like 2.
Okay.
I sleep in,
Okay, so you're waking up 8 in the morning.
and then I fall back asleep until about like 10 or 11.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying that 'cause I'm on the radio. I sleep till like noon for real.
Yeah.
Like I sleep in. I'm working on it. I'm work in progress.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I'm trying to wake up earlier too, just because I feel like there's like more important, like there's stuff that can be done.
Dude, and all the people
But
that
it's,
are
like, so
super
hard.
successful are up early as fuck.
Yeah, like this might be a bad example, but Donald Trump sleeps like 3 hours a night.
Yeah, and he's super evil.
Yeah.
So the less you sleep, the more evil you get.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Well, I just met the owner of Elevator the other day, and he's like, yeah, wake up by 5, and like by time 6, I'm crushing the fucking day. Like I hit the gym, and like by 7 a.m., everyone else is a pussy, and like I'm running shit. I was like, do you do pre-workout? He's like, yeah, fuck ton. He's cool though. Shout out Patrick.
All right, so I mean, how do you meet Chapo? Like, how did that happen?
So that was 6. Like right after, boom, got home from Slug Christ tour in March. Chilled out for a little bit, like figured out this whole tour bus situation. I feel like I can't even remember what I did between like that time. I know there's some shit going on. I was like throwing shows or whatever locally. And then I booked, I don't know, Jeffrey in Pelham, New Hampshire. So like Pelham, New Hampshire, fact check me here, but it's like population like 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Sticks in New Hampshire, super sticks. And like I booked him at like a hookah lounge and like 20 people came. But again, ding, ding, ding. I was like, let me make your merch. And then he had a show the next day with Such Hollow Water Boys in LA.
Okay, when you say let me make your merch, are you screen printing the shirts yourself, or you just have a guy who?
I had a heat press. I would do some, but I also had a guy.
Okay.
So it was like it kind of whatever it was. But I had at that point they were screen printers. So I was like, Jeff, let me make your merch. He's like, okay, fly me out, do the show, and then you can come to LA with me and come to the Such Hollow Water Boys show. And I was like, all right, lit. Like Wolf was already fucking with me. Like hell yeah. So did the Pelham show. Like 20 people came, but like I bonded with Jeff. We can't, you know what I'm saying? We got close. We hung out. it's always been like that for me. It's always been like I want to build a relationship with the artist. I don't give a fuck about making the money. I don't give nothing else, bro. Clout, but I want like to let the artist know that I have like a genuine interest in them and like helping them and being a part of what they're about.
Yeah.
So I really bonded with Jeff. Boom, me and him flew to LA the next day. Mega colossal fucking, where's that? Not the Novo. I think it's the Novo. It fits like 2,000 people or whatever.
Yeah,
it's right near the Staples Center.
Yeah, that is the Novo.
Yeah, so it was the Novo.
So Jeff had a show at the Novo?
He was like opening up for Such Hollow Water Boys.
Okay.
And so I was just like kind of his sidekick for the day. I had his t-shirts. I didn't even sell them. I just used that as an excuse to get there. And boom, in the green room, I'm like looking around, seeing all these people, you know what I'm saying, like Chris Travis. I'm seeing all these people I see on the internet. I'm like, this is insane, bro.
But did you already have a relationship with Wolf?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, from that tour.
Okay, yeah.
So I was like, cool.
This is after the tour.
Yeah, so it's after the tour. It's like, this is March. The tour ended in like January.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I sit next to Adam 22, and like I made some joke about like Ty Lopez or something. I guess that guy's like a YouTuber.
Yeah.
So like Adam like related to it on like some YouTube shit.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, so who are you? And I was like, Dommy, like, I'm from Massachusetts, blah, blah. Like, he's like, so what are you doing here? I'm like, oh, I threw the Xavier Roll show in Boston. He's like, dude, no way. Like, that was you? Like, my boy Brandon Began vlogged it. Like, I saw that show. Like, that's sick. Like, I'm from the area. But, like, when I go home, visit my family, there's nothing going on. So it looks like now, like, let me get your number. It looks like you throw some cool shit. I'd like to go to your shows when I come home. I was like, all right, sick. And, like, he got my number. And, like, I remember, like, going back to my hotel. I was like, yeah, like, this is sick. Like,
I feel you, though.
like,
I feel you 100%.
I was like, I'm doing this shit, bro. Because it was so, at that point, I was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm numb to it now. I'm numb to it. But, like, at that point, I was like, dude, fuck, like, screenshot, like, Adam 22 in my phone and shit. Like, send it to my friends. Like, dude, check this shit the fuck out, man. I'm gonna just get working. And, like, but yeah, like, I just met DJ Lucas right around that time, too. It was, like, right when I flew back, boom, I met DJ Lucas. And he had a show. I was just, like, supporting him. And he was, like, buzzing from Boston. And, like, Adam, like, posted him. And that's when Adam followed me on Twitter, too. Because I was like, yo, I fuck with, like, New England shit. Hell yeah. I was big on my New England shit, supporting where I'm from. And, yeah, I just, like, talked to Lucas. And I was like, we got to book a show. Like, I throw shows. You're a rapper. Let's book a show in Boston. Like, all right, cool. Like, I was like, you know what? Like, we should get Adam No Jumper involved. Because he was telling me he wants to come to my shows. Like, maybe he could sponsor. Like, maybe we could have, like, a No Jumper sign or something. Like, just be sick. And, like, long story short, I just shoot the shit with Adam. And, I'm like, dude, I got this tour bus I'm about to buy. I got venues. I just booked a tour for Slug. Like, we could do a tour. Like, fuck a show. Like, let's do a tour. And he's like, all right, like, Adam's like, I'll do a tour. Like, I'm on tour right now. He's on tour with Lil Pump and Smoke Perp. Like, that was like the first No Jumper tour.
Yeah, I remember.
And then the second one was mine.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I got DJ Lucas. He's like, okay, cool. Like, I'll bring Chapo. And I was like, I don't know who the fuck Chapo is. Like,
You didn't know at the time?
no, I did. But like barely, because it's like, funny story. Like, when I was on that first tour of Slug, that's when like Band God came out, and it had like 30,000 plays.
Yeah.
Which is a lot on SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying, for certain people.
Yeah.
And I was like, this song is it spoke to me. I was like, bro, like, the angels protect me, the demons. I was like, so hard. I'm like I'm on tour for the first time. I'm a manager. I'm like, I'm going through so much shit. Like, this is like raw. This is real shit that's going on in my life. Like, I'm becoming the shit that I want to become. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I want to do. And like, that song just spoke to me. So we got tour tats, and I actually got it tatted on me. Like, the angels protect me, the demons respect me.
Yeah.
Before I even, that's the only
Chapo.
song I knew by Chapo.
Yeah.
Only song. Didn't, like, and I got that shit tatted on me. And then, like, boom, like, a couple months later, whatever, Adam's like, I'm gonna bring Chapo on the tour. I was like, I got Lucas. And then I was like, we need like one more person. Like, I just don't know, like, Chapo doesn't really have New England fans. And, like, Lucas is not big enough to sell out these venues, because I booked like 500 person venues.
Yeah.
So we added, I don't know, Jeffrey, because I had that relationship with him. I could just call him and boom, went on the tour. So it was like me, Cam Girl, Adam, I don't know, Jeffrey, Chapo, and DJ Lucas. And I booked the tour, and we went in my Sprinter van, did the whole tour. That was sick. That was like when I was like started to get exposed to, like, people started to like hear my name and shit. Like,
Yeah, know
just
who
keep
you
doing,
are.
dude. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, like, we did a show in Burlington, Vermont, Pelham, New Hampshire, Cambridge, Massachusetts, like Hamden, Connecticut. Like, bro, like,
And I mean, how did you
venues.
get these venues? Like, you're just reaching out to
calling, bro, just like on my
You just like what, Google venues in this area or what?
Well, I had already worked in I'm like, the Boston one was the venue I grew up going to. The New Hampshire one was my friend's venue. Burlington, Vermont took a while, but like I lived there for a year, so I had like some connections and like some people, like local homies and shit, like put me in touch with the right people. Then Connecticut was like a combination of me and Cam Girl just like calling venues in Connecticut.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. So like that's how I met Chapo.
Okay, and then so from that to where we are now, what is there anything that happened that was like that really stuck out to you?
Well, the day that tour ended, see, I was on my shit, bro. I was like, I'm going so hard, no one can stop and tell me shit. Like the day that tour ended, I drove to Virginia and hopped on Lil Tracy's tour. So like I like literally like I drove from New York. Tour ended, we went to New York City for like No Jumper had like a show with Jim Jones or whatever. It got shut down by the hip hop police. But anyways, it was the 4th of July. Boom, next day, drive down Virginia, link with Tracy, and then they all hop in my van, and all of a sudden now I was just the tour bus driver for Lil Tracy. Like he rented my bus. Like so I was paying this dude whatever, a certain amount of money a month to rent the bus, and then
Damn, I think we're gonna get kicked out. Fuck. Damn.
uh-oh.
Shit. There's so much shit we still haven't talked about. This fucking sucks.
Is it already 4 or 5?
Yeah, it's already 5. But this was fucking amazing. We gotta do like a part 2.
Shout out Bass Guy.
We gotta do a part 2, fucking like next Friday or something, or I'll see when I could schedule the studio.
I mean, I'm down for whatever.
But
Rest in peace, my brother.
We literally have to finish this. We have to finish this. So yeah, this is part 1. We're getting kicked out of the studio right now, but this is part 1.
Sorry, I talk too much.
No, it's honestly amazing, and I'm super intrigued, and I literally cannot wait to finish. We just have to remember we stopped at Tracy.
Gotta take a cool picture.
We just stopped at Tracy.
We'll hop in on the Tracy tour.
Yeah.
That tour is. I have so many stories.
Okay, we
gotta get the pick.
Yo, this is the Mars Files. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for part 2.
But
Yeah.
Thanks
No,
for having me, gang.
for sure. No. This is just part 1. So stay tuned for part 2. We're out. Peace. All right. So this is the Mars Files. It's your boy Mars 3 times 1 a.m. radio. Back again. Part 2. Dommy Divine interview.
Is this live right now?
No, I'm doing it pre-recorded just because like
What does that mean?
that means I'm like recording it now,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna put it out.
All right, fine.
But so it doesn't really matter. So we left off last week, not even last. Well, yeah, last week, but it was like Friday, whatever. We left off with you going on tour with Tracy.
Yeah.
So, but let's like recap real quick. What happened? What happened right before the Tracy thing?
I have booked and tour managed and DJ'd the No Jumper tour,
Okay.
and then the day it ended, I drove to Virginia,
To meet up with Tracy.
pick up Tracy and like Big Head and all them,
Okay.
and then yeah, that's when I linked back up with Tracy.
Hold on
That's
1 second. Is it recorded? Okay, solid. My bad. Sorry for cutting you off.
how I look. Is this a good angle?
We good? We're both in
Hell
frame? All right, solid.
Yeah, so I went down to Virginia and linked up with Tracy. That was like back in 2017 when I was kind of just doing whatever I could to network and link with artists and shit. So at that point, I was just like, I had just got off the tour doing everything, and then I went to a tour where I was doing nothing. I was just the bus driver. Like I had the Sprinter, the tour bus, the Magic Club bus, and yeah, they rented it. So I was like, when I re-linked up with Tracy, after like I hadn't seen him in like a year or so when I first met him out in LA with Pete. But that tour was really cool, man. It was like, I feel like tour is just so special where it's like you really like bond with a group of people. It's like you guys against the world, and like I don't know, it's just a lot of heart to hearts and shit. And I really got to know him, and that's like when I really felt like he became one of my brothers, and like we kind of like united. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that tour was tight. That's like that was the tour fucking Biggie. You know who Biggie is?
Yeah.
That's when Biggie used to manage Tracy. Tracy fired him on that tour and hired me.
Oh yeah. That's what you were saying last time. Cause you just met up with them randomly. You got the bus.
Yeah.
And then so Tracy fires Biggie and hires you to run
like on the spot in Boston. Like the day I had booked one of the dates on the tour in like my own show, but I was driving. You know what I'm saying, on the way there, and he got into a Biggie, and it was already like such a long, you know what I'm saying, I'm not dry snitching. It's just like they're already,
I know some of the details, but sure.
just like they just like, yo, like Dommy's in charge now. Like I was like, all right, cool. Like, and then that's how, you know what I'm saying, that's how I linked with Tracy. Like, you know.
Okay, and then what happens next?
When was the Tracy tour? July. What happens next, bro?
But how far in between the Tracy tour and you getting Chapo booked for Rolling Loud?
Oh, okay.
And like, what
That was a while, for
what,
real.
What was your relationship with Chapo at the time you get off the Tracy tour?
I had just met him on the No Jumper tour a week before, or 2 weeks before. So we were just like cool, and that's what happened next. I went to Texas and I went on tour with Slug, I don't know, Jeffrey and Chapo, and then like I bonded some more with Chapo, and then I was like booking a tour for Slug, and Chapo was like, "Can I hop on it as an opener?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, come on!" And boom, like that's December. Come December, go on the tour with Chapo and Slug, and that's when like I really like just saw it with Chapo, just like being around him and just like realizing like Chapo is like destined to be this like superstar, bro, and like it just kind of clicked, and I was just like, bro, I think we should like, I don't want to just book shows for you, like I want to like work with you somewhere. I want to be your DJ. I wanted to just tap in, however, like he already had a manager and everything, so I was like, let me be your DJ. So he came out and we went on tour. Or we came out in the what happened? Oh, New York City. He was like, okay, come be my DJ for the show. He got booked to open up for Wolf in New York, and went out there. And I met his manager, and he had 5 managers at that time, actually.
Chapo had 5 managers?
Yeah, he had 5 managers, and there was just like a committee of people that were like all, no offense, just like we're just like kind of all just finessing, for real, just like helping, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to put it. Like, it was just not official. It was not.
So
official.
Chapo has 5 managers, and they're all kind of like finessing a little bit of money off the top of from him?
Just like finessing to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like little show. When I say finesse, I don't mean like taking advantage of people. Just like nothing was like official. There's no fucking like,
there was
okay,
no
you hit
structure.
this person for this. It was ever like, it was like, yo, like, the manager could be like, yo, Chop, I'll get you a verse. Like, oh, he'll do the verse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hit up this person. Like, he can get you in touch with Choppa. Like, type shit. And I was just the DJ, and like that one of that day though, I met one of the managers, and he worked at Alamo Records, and he was like, I'm gonna put Choppa on this Lil WAP tour. So Lil WAP tour. That's like, what's that, March? That's like February, March of 2018. And Lil WAP, that's the craziest tour I've ever been on in my life, man. It's Lil WAP. Like,
What happened?
he's a special dude. I got love. Shout out Lil WAP, and shout out all them from Chicago. But it's just, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't what I was used to. I had gone on tour with like Lil Tracy and like Slug, like WAP's like, you know what I'm saying? And Chapo, like Chapo is like a teddy bear for real when he's around me, but like WAP is like really, you know, he's just with the shits.
Yeah.
Like, I
I've
just
heard
come
that.
from a different background, bro. So it was a culture shock for real.
I feel
like,
that.
I'm in the hip hop world, but like just being around, you know, him for 45 days, I learned a lot. I learned so much, bro. I learned a lot about being a man and maturity, and that tour, I feel like I aged like 20 years on that tour, for real. I looked like I did too when I got off it, bro. And that's when the Guy Fieri memes started popping. I had crazy hair, and my hair looked fried. I felt fried, like my whole life felt fried. Like, yeah, that was the last tour to Magic Club Bus too. But yeah, so I just went on tour with Chapo as his DJ, and I was DJing for WAP and Chapo on the tour, and like, he had already fired like 2 managers before that, so there was like only 3 managers really left. And like on that tour, one of the managers came, and then like WAP didn't like what he did. One time he threw Popeyes at his head and was like, kicked him off the tour. So then like it was like Survivor, bro. Like then he was X'd, and then it was like,
hold on. So one of Chapo's managers comes on the tour.
Yes.
And WAP is not fucking with bro.
Nah, he's not fucking with him at all.
And then throws popcorn chicken at him.
He threw like a box, bro, not popcorn, like bone chicken. Like it was like 12 piece.
He's like, you gotta go.
He just,
I've heard that about WAP, that he's a real intense person.
it's just, yeah, he's intense. That's hell yeah. But yeah,
So then at that point, Chop was like, all right, yeah, fuck this dude.
Yeah, he was like, all right, bro, he's got to go. He can't hang. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you be my manager but not be able to be around the people I'm around without them, you know what I'm saying, feel some type of way? Like, you just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's X'd out the picture. And, you know,
so now there's 2 managers left?
Oh, okay. This is the Lil WAP tour, but I forgot about it. Rolling Loud, getting booked for Rolling Loud was before this, but we'll go back to that.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's just like tour was coming to an end, and it was like tour ended, boom, we're in Atlanta, and it's just like WAP, me, Chapo, and a couple of WAP's boys, and like I'm like, all right, I'm about to drive my bus because I have my bus. I was like, I'm gonna drive my bus back home. I'll see you later. And Chapo's like, bro, will you please bring me to Cleveland? Like, and I was like, I don't want to go to fucking Cleveland, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, dude, come on, come chill with me in Cleveland, bro. Blah. You have your own bedroom, blah. I was like, all right, fuck it. So we went on a road trip from Atlanta to Cleveland. Got to Cleveland. I spent like pretty much a week and a half at Chapo's house. It was me, Chapo, 16-year-old. And that's like when I really, you know, so I just kept bonding with Chapo. And like eventually he was just like, yeah, bro, like I almost just was like the last one standing of all of his like people that were around him.
Yeah.
Like everyone just kept proving themselves like food, you know. And then like I was just the only solid one left, and I was already kind of doing like I already had managed other artists, so I was like already kind of just instinctively doing that shit for him, and like with no intention, you know. It's not just like doing whatever, and I kind of just like we didn't even really discuss it. I kind of just like absorbed right into that position, and like now everything is like, you know what I'm saying, everything is
and you're the only Chapo
official.
manager.
Yeah, so like, but up until, you know what I'm saying, that point, it was kind of just like, I'm just along for the ride. Like, I think what Chapo's doing is so dope. Like, I'm still doing like Dommy, like Divine Minds shows. I'm throwing crazy shows. Like, I'm managing Slug. I'm managing Lil Pain. I don't know Jeffrey at that time. Like, I'm, you know what I'm saying, and like, but I can also be like Dommy Divine, Chapo's DJ. Yeah. Because I was sick, and that also was Rolling Loud, and I was like, fucking Rolling Loud. That's
so how did the Rolling Loud thing happen?
Yeah, so Rolling Loud, I had booked, stems back to Wi-Fi's funeral. I had booked Wi-Fi's funeral in Boston, and like Danny Towers had came, and we had already met when I was on Wolf's tour in Florida, in Orlando. Shout out Danny. And yeah, like I just bonded with him, and like he was fucking with me, and he's like, you know, take my number down, blah, blah. So
shout out Danny.
A couple months later, he just like DM'd me. He's like, yo, my boy's in Boston, can you get him some weed? And I was like, I was actually at a period where I was like, I'm not smoking weed anymore. Like, I don't want to smoke weed. Like, it's randomly I go through those times, and like, so I was like, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I got some weed for him. Like, I don't think I had weed. Oh, I had a little, so random, bro. You know who Sammy Adams is? Yeah. He was renting my bus at that time. Okay. And
that is fucking random as hell.
And when they gave me the bus, when I gave them the bus, they gave me some, like one of the homies gave me some weed and cartridges. Yeah. So I just had it. I didn't smoke, it was just in my bag. And he said, all right, I'm giving my boy your number. So hits me up like, yo, can we like, this is so-and-so, I'm Danny's boy, like, where you at in Boston? I'm like, oh, I'm actually in New Hampshire. Like, I'm in Nashville, New Hampshire. And he's like, oh, I'm actually heading to Tilton. Like, is that on the way? And I sent him my location. He's like, yeah, it is. Like, you mind if I just, like, can I just pull up on you? And I was like, yeah, of course. Like, come, you know.
Yeah, pull up.
Pull up, bro. I was at Panera Bread, like, sending out emails, trying to start a booking agency, like, trying to figure out how to, like,
do that.
How to book artists. I was like, that's why I was in the prime of, like, throwing my shows. So I was like, I need to find out all these artist prices so I could put together some shows. And, like, yeah, so he just pulled up and, like, sat down, and he went and got some food, and we chilled, and we talked, and I gave him the weed and the cartridges and all that, and he was just like, yeah, like, how much I owe you? And I was like, bro, it's like, it's on me, bro. Like, your people, your Danny's people are my people. Like, it's all love. You just hold that. And he was like, all right, dude, like, no way. Like, do you know who I am? You know what I do? And I was like, nah, bro. And he was like, my name's Tariq. Yeah. Like, I'm the owner of Rolling Loud. Like, so, like, for you just doing this to me, I'm gonna hold you down. Like, you and any of your friends VIP to any Rolling Loud for life. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? You got my number. Like, tap in. And I was like, bro, no fucking way. Like, I do know who you are. I actually emailed you. I was trying to book Chapo and Slug for Rolling Loud. And he was like, we were on tour together. We had a day off in LA the day of the show. And I know, like, I forget, someone hopped off. Like, Young Bands wasn't going to perform that day. I'm from Young Bands. Shout out Lil Jake, my homie. He told me he was going to perform, so I was trying to get Chapo to take his slot. Yeah. I was on my finesse shit, but didn't happen. But I told him that, and he was like, no way, I fuck with Chapo. Like, I actually kind of want to get Chapo on Rolling Loud. Like, we should like kind of. I was like, yes, let's like. Me, I'm like, yo, what? I'm in Panera Bread right now. Like, what the fuck? Tariq
it's like
is in Panera
you're
Bread.
you're sitting here like sending out emails trying to figure shit out, and then Tariq just walks in the fucking Panera Bread like, yo, what's up? I'm Danny's homeboy.
Yeah, and he's like, bro, you got my number, da da da, and he left, and like an hour later, I feel like he like in my head, I'm like, he was like started to smoke the cartridges and the weed, and he was like started to think back, like, oh, this kid gave it to me, like, fuck with this kid, like. And then he texted me. He's like, yo, I just followed you on Instagram. Save my number, bro. Like, holler at me. And, like, a week later, I hit him up. And I was just like, bro, like, I'm trying to, circle back to that conversation. Like, I'm super interested in Chapo. And he's like, I had to be persistent. Like, he was like, yeah, for sure, I'm down. Like, let's talk about it. And, like, we text a little bit and just silence. And then, like, I would be, like, so in my head, bro. Like, for, like, days upon days, I just look at the last message I sent him. He didn't answer and be like, you know when there's like a girl you have a crush on, you like trying to,
Yeah.
I was just like,
Should I text him
what
again?
the fuck am I gonna say, Tariq, dude? Like I don't want to blow this.
Yeah.
I feel like one wrong thing is over for, one right thing, hell yeah. And like I just persistency, bro. And he eventually was like, yeah, like send me your email, boom. And like I just came in the mail and it was like Rolling Loud, Chapo, Miami, 2018 offer. I was like, oh my god, like Chapo, fucking. Book for Rolling Loud. He was like that. I feel like that was like the most lit thing that a manager had ever done for him up to that point too. So like I wasn't even trying to be his manager. That was just like me being like, I want to be Chapo's DJ
And just try to make shit
and
happen.
yeah, and like Chapo performing at Rolling Loud would be so lit. And like I'm just fucking use my powers to do that.
And then you do the little WAP tour.
And then the Lil WAP tour. And then like right when the Lil WAP tour ends, it's like, all right, peace out. I left Cleveland. I was like, and I'll see you in Miami like next week for like Rolling Loud or something like that. We just boofed down to Rolling Loud. That shit was crazy. That was so crazy, dude. Like, you just have those moments in life when you're like right now, bro. Like you're just sitting in the seat. You just interview Adam 22, bro. Like once you take a step back, bro, you take a shower today and just outside perspective look in on yourself. Like,
yeah, I'm like still in the moment.
yeah, bro. Like you just accomplished something, bro. That's like a life achievement, bro. That's like a chapter in your life. Like boom, bro. Like you leveling up, bro. And everyone I talk to already knows about you, bro. You up. So it was just one of those moments in Miami when I was like, dude, like I'm tour manager for Chapo, DJ for. I'm doing all these things that I was doing in the beginning for like Slug. On like DIY tours in front of like 50 people, 20 key kids, like, and now it's like I'm boom at the biggest hip hop festival in the world, and I'm like doing this shit like, it's your mind, like I manifested this. This is crazy. Like I just have that's what Miami Rolling Loud was for me. It was also special, holds a place in my heart too, because it's like the last time I seen X, and like I'm not gonna say I was like good homies with X or this or that, but I had hung out with him before in like an intimate session, like a few people, and like. He was hella funny and like he went out of his way to like make me not feel uncomfortable. Like it was at like Bruno?
Yeah.
It was at Bruno's house. It was like all these porn stars and drugs and like I'm just
it's a lot sometimes.
I'm like shy. I'm in the corner and like he's like come play beer pong with me and like I'm just being I felt comfortable enough around him to be goofy and like make him laugh. He kept saying I was funny and he fucked with me and then like the next time I saw him was Rolling Loud. Like we went on stage with Ski. Ski brought out Chapo as a special guest, so I was just like Ski Mask, Slump God, Rolling Loud set being on stage for that. Like, dude, seeing like 30, 40,000 people in the crowd, like that was that moment, bro, when you're just like, what? This is what I want to be doing. This is what I'm supposed to be. And yeah, then like X came out and I seen X and like there's a little video of it, like he seen me and like fucking taps me on my side, like when gives me like goes by and kind of gives me a hug and shit, like. And he's performing and like I'm standing on the barriers like from like me to him, bro, like what I'm saying, 5 feet away from him, like throwing water as he's performing. I'm just like, I never think that'd be the last time I saw him, and now it's his last performance too, so I was just like, I feel like I don't know, something about that is like a sign or something. Like I was just with X on his last performance.
Yeah. And
then like I was with Pete, bro, like a few days before Pete passed, so I really feel like I carried it. Some energy on with me in my career.
Definitely.
From everyone, like, it starts with my brother. Like, I started this whole entire thing because my brother passed away. So it's like, I'm very, like, I don't know, spiritual and into,
No, I'm listening. I totally feel it, and I totally agree with you. And And I think like energy doesn't like go away, like it just gets transferred. So like trust me, I feel that 100%, 110%. So where we're at with it now, I mean, I guess we're almost there, right?
Yeah.
We're almost like fast forward to today.
I'm so bad at telling like a chronological story.
No, it's cool though. Like,
it's because I have ADHD. So I'll be like, yeah.
I mean, it's been pretty chronological like this whole time.
Rolling out Miami, but like rolling out Oakland. Holy shit.
But this is like literally like your entire story. You know what I'm saying? Like this is literally like Dommy Divine tells all. You know what I mean?
R. Kelly.
Surviving.
Cut that out. Yeah, what else? So, Rolling Loud, Chapo.
And now you move. Now are you living in LA yet, or now you moved to LA?
Yeah, it was like right about. Yeah, then it was like, okay, bro, like let's fucking make a bunch of fucking money. Like, let me use my powers as a booking person and your powers as like Chapo the influencer to like get hella shows. And I just started booking him hella show. I booked like a little mini Chapo tour for himself, where we're just like we're making enough money to fly city to city, have balling Airbnbs. And I was like, this is so lit, da da da. And he's like, we had one day when it's like, okay, we have a show in Cali or we have a show in Texas. We got double booked. And I'm like, I don't know, bro. He called me like, dude, I think we gotta go to Cali, man. I think like Cali's the move. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like Texas, like they really want you there. These promoters have been doing such a good job. And he was like, nah, fuck it, let's go to Cali. And like I really like never came home after that. Like I like came home a few times, but it was just to like get my stuff. I like went to Cali, boom, did the festival, met some people. These people let me and Chapo stay at their crib. We got on our feet, you know what I'm saying, got our bag up. And then I started, shout out Lucas, shout out LG and shout out Dana, shout out Dark World, because like they housed me for a minute. Like, I was just staying in Cape, you know, like LA shit. Like
Yeah.
LA shit, like you got like a studio apartment, like 6 dudes living there, like, and they all got like million streams on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And like I was staying with my homies in K-Town, and Chapo was staying with Bella Thorne, and like we would just link up every day. I had a rental car. I was like, you know what I'm saying, making a lot of money.
Damn, Chapo was staying with Bella Thorne?
Yeah, so like Bella Thorne really took a lot of interest in Chapo. Shout out Peep, you know what I'm saying? He put Bella on to Chapo, and she wanted to sign Chapo. So they're, you know, we still shout out Filthy Fangs, you know, I fuck with all them. Maud and Jen and Bella and Danny and Tana too. But yeah, we're still working with them. Actually got to call them back. We got to do like a one-off project with them. But yeah, Chapo just like became Chapo the super influencer, living with Bella Thorne and hanging out with Tana Manga and Irv Gotti. And Adam Goes Ham like booked me to DJ for like open up for Juice WRLD, open up for Bad Baby, like always the biggest shows. Like it was just like, I don't know, I feel really blessed, bro. Like people like, I don't know. There's like I get a lot of really great opportunities given to me, and I want to like
I feel
be
like
able to give that back.
I feel like hearing your whole story though, like you earned and you went above and beyond what everybody else was doing, and it, I mean, because I'm gonna be honest with you, before I met you, I mean, before we like really sat down and had this conversation, you told me the whole story. Like I was a little confused about not only like what you did, but how you got to like where you got.
Yeah,
you know
bro,
what I'm saying? People
think I'm a rapper,
and I think that's like a lot. Maybe a lot of people are confused, and maybe that's why people hate on you, because like they don't know like the whole story. They don't understand like how much work you actually put in to get to where exactly you are now. You know.
No, I want to inspire, bro. My story, I know it's like, it sounds cocky, but like I know it's inspiring because like
you made it
tell me
happen,
that shit
bro.
every day,
Yeah,
bro.
no.
People that know me, bro, tell me that shit.
And like not only that, like there's so many kids out there right now that are trying to do exactly what you did. You know.
Bro, they hit me up all the time.
And like
I answer them. I'm like, hell yeah, do you got this? Like try to support them.
Yeah, but I feel like now also like they almost have like a blueprint with this interview. This interview is kind of like giving them a blueprint, or at least like an example. Like this
all
is
right,
how
we're not dropping this shit.
this is exactly how it's done, you know? And I think that's dope, and I think that's gonna, as long as this shit doesn't fall on deaf ears, because I don't have a bunch of subscribers.
All the instructions.
Yeah, as long as this shit doesn't fall on
it's
deaf.
gonna go viral because I'm gonna retweet it on Chapo's accounts.
Hell yeah. But yeah, no, I think it's super dope. I think your story's amazing. I mean, what's the plan for this year, 2019? We're a couple weeks in. What's the plan?
I'm throwing a festival in Boston.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm working on it right now.
Damn.
Like yeah, like looking like 15,000 people type. You know, 2
Damn.
stages. Like you know.
Okay.
Cuddy Wiz.
Get the
Only thing more
fuck outta
names,
here.
Yeah. So that.
Wow.
And then, like, also,
That's
like,
fucking major.
hell yeah. Yeah. Boston needs it, bro. Like, there's like only one festival in Boston, and it's like getting hated on so hard. They have 3 Boston artists on it, and none of them are rappers, bro. Claro's on it. I fuck with Claro. Shout out Claro. But they just really didn't. They didn't even put Stiz on it.
Oh, yo, side note, I was going back to the Sammy Adams thing. Like,
Boston's boy.
how do you know Sammy Adams?
I went to high school with his merch guy.
And how
Travis.
is his music doing nowadays? Like, I
I
haven't heard from him in a while.
I haven't heard from him in a while either. I just it was just business for real. It was just like my homie, like I went to high school with, was just like a fan of his music. Long story short, became his
Merch guy.
And like was just like, dude, you have this bus. Sammy wants to go on tour, and I was like,
Yeah,
let me talk to his manager, and we made a deal, and
crazy.
yeah, I got him the bus.
Super random.
Yeah,
Super random.
I
That
gave
shit like
Sammy Adams my bus
that
on
was so
Christmas.
random. Like it like stuck in my head. I couldn't
yeah,
get
bro.
it out.
My name. I have done like I've worked with so many fools, bro. Like so many people in this industry are like in such different like worlds, bro. I think like me and there's like a few, maybe like 10 other people that are like intertwined with so many cliques of this music scene, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to call it cliques because like everyone's cool with each other, but like I'm really like able to go to these people's houses and hang out with them on some bro shit. Like these are my bros. Like they're not just hanging out with me to do business. Like
Yeah.
It's bros first.
It's something
always,
about you though, bro. It's something about you. You know, you're very you have a very welcoming energy.
Bro, it's basically got love in my heart, positive. I want to like, it comes back to when my brother died, bro. Like at his funeral, they were saying like he just, whether it was a quick interaction, like a, hey, what's up, and like a quick little joke, but or like a long-term relationship, he impacted everyone positively, and like, you know what I'm saying, just like I want my impact on people's lives to be positive, even if it was just like if it was her and I never see her again. I just want her to be like, yeah, he made me laugh, he made me smile, he was nice to me and friendly, complimented, just like, you don't know, I don't know if I'm gonna see you again, I don't know if I'm gonna go get hit by a car, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, we never know, so it's always good to just be on a positive note. And I'm not saying like I'm like that, because like I try to be like that, but it's yin and yang, balance of positive and negative. Like I definitely I have BPD, I have like hella like mental illnesses, like I'm depressive, like all that, bro. Like, but you know what I'm saying? Like we try our best. We're all fighting the same battles. That's one thing I can teach people is like we're all fighting the same battles, we're all going through the same shit. So just fucking be kind and don't swear as much as me.
Definitely. So
shout out Beacon too in the building, my boy.
So yeah, I mean,
and Stunner Man was here. That was legendary. Stunner Man walked in.
Yeah, where'd they go? They're coming back?
I just feel like they were just chilling. They wanted to go mob.
It's fucking raining. Where are they
Stunner Man
mobbing?
though, bro. Oh, I just got confirmation today from Seb that what is it? Why you give me this? Oh, I'll text him after. I just got text from Seb confirming the Lil B Soulja Boy show that I'm putting together.
When? Here?
Yeah.
When?
March.
Fire. I'm fucking there.
Soulja Boy, Lil B. I really want to get like Corbin to open up. I think that'd be sick.
That would be fucking tight.
Yeah.
And it'd be like out of left field too.
Yeah, but I feel like it'd be like a bass thing to do.
No, it's definitely bass, but like I feel like that's bass.
And like how rare is that? Like Soulja Boy, Lil B is already stupid rare. So like you just have Spooky Black, who already is like ultra rare. Like it's just like rare.
Yeah, it's like a holographic card.
A bass guy.
So you got the Soulja Boy Lil B show. You got the fucking festival in Boston.
I got Paul Wall, Tay Money, Curb Goop, I don't know, Jeffrey.
This week or next
coming
week?
up. It's coming up. No. It's not. It'll probably be February 1st.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Out here.
Yeah. Tay Money got the flu right now. But we got a studio session tonight. Send beats. Link in bio.
I mean, shit, is there anything else you want to say? Like, do you have any advice for kids coming up? Maybe they're rapping, maybe they're trying to do what you're doing, maybe they're trying to do interviews. Like, do you have any advice for young creatives?
Universal advice for anybody trying to do anything is like, don't stop, because you're gonna regret it. Like, You don't want to work at Cumberland Farms. You don't want to work these shitty jobs. Like, just keep going. Believe in yourself. When kids from your town say, like, don't, you know what I'm saying, you're not going to make it, da-da-da, like, just don't listen to that. Keep creating. Try your hand at everything. Be a rapper. Be a manager. Be a DJ. Be a producer. Host shows. BMX. Skate. Do whatever you got to do. Try everything. Like, you don't stop. Just keep going. And, like, understand that, like, you're gonna have bad days. Like, you gotta get finessed 1,000 times before you can even have success. Like, I've been finessed so many times. I got jumped. You know what I'm saying? I've been through a lot of shit, man. Like, and I'm just at this point right now where I'm starting to, like, feel a little bit of, like, structure and comfortability to what I built. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, all I know is, like, everyone, bro, like, all these kids that are just in their bedrooms, bro, watching podcasts, the vlogs, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're just regular kids. I was one of you, or whatever. Like, not you, we're all the same, but, like, I was in my bedroom, like, watching this shit, like, yo, I'm gonna fucking get a No Jumper interview. I'm gonna be on this. I'm gonna be fucking chilling with these rappers, bro. Like, these rappers are gonna want to work with me. Like, it's gonna get to that point where, like, my idols are my fucking business partners, bro. Young Simmy's my favorite rapper, bro. Young Simmy and Nell. And, like, Nell is, like, I call Nell, bro, and it's love. Like, I can call my favorite rappers from, like, I went from listening to them, my iTunes, bro, to be able to call them and, like, have a fucking heart-to-heart. And, like, it's all because I just believed in myself and never gave up and didn't listen to anybody, including my parents. Listen to your parents, but don't listen to them when they tell you not to chase your dreams.
Listen to your parents to an extent.
Yeah, because if I listen to my parents, I'd probably be in the Navy or some shit.
Yeah,
I'd have a Camaro.
I'd be, like, struggling through college still. I'd probably, like,
That's what I'm saying.
I'd be, like, 8 years in college, like, still trying to get my bachelor's degree.
They mean well, but, like,
yeah, but sometimes you just have a vision.
And water your roots too. Don't, like, forget about the people that, like, know you for you and, like, are, like, love you for, like, just who you are and not for, like, what you've accomplished. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are the coolest people, man. Like, I have some, you know what I'm saying, shout out Gardens and Chump Change and Matt and Kevin, like, those, you know what I'm saying, those are people that have always, like, just been so honest and truthful with me and don't care about anything that I've ever accomplished and just love me for, like, you know what I'm saying, just Dom.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
Well, definitely, bro. I mean, thank you for coming. Is there anything else you want to say before we end it? Got me.
Gotcha.
All right.
Wait, what is it?
All right, this is the Mars Files. Thank you for listening. Kyung.